What's going on, my good peoples? Welcome back to the channel. Again, this is your host, Sway. Today, we're diving into the life of a man who's responsible for preserving a massive chunk of black history, a name that deserves way more attention, Arturo Alfonso Schomburg. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Schomburg was a true hero, and his story is just fascinating. So let's get right into it. So first things first, who was Arturo Schomburg? He was born on January 24th, 1874 in Santurce, Puerto Rico. His father was a German merchant and his mother was an Afro-Caribbean woman from St. Croix. That unique mix gave him a broad perspective on the world from a young age. But here's the thing. Schomburg's life's mission was all about uncovering and preserving African and African American history. He moved to New York in 1891 when he was just 17, and this is where his story takes off. Now, something really interesting happened to him as a kid. One of his teachers told him that black people didn't have any history and that they hadn't accomplished anything. Can you imagine? That stuck with him, and it lit a fire under him to prove them wrong. When Schomburg arrived in New York, he got involved in the Harlem Renaissance. This was a cultural movement where black writers, artists, and thinkers were making waves, and Schomburg fit right in. But instead of creating art, his thing was research. He made it his life's work to uncover black history and culture that had been erased, ignored, or forgotten. He started collecting, like seriously collecting. We're talking about books, manuscripts, letters, art, anything he could find that told the stories of black people, whether they were from Africa, the Caribbean, or the United States. Over time, he built one of the largest collections of black history in the world. Now, why was that so important? You got to remember, we're talking about the early 1900s here. Black history wasn't being taught. Black contribution to society was being acknowledged. Schomburg knew that in order for people to fully appreciate their heritage, they needed to see it, to know that their ancestors had accomplished great things. Scientists, artists, inventors, leaders, people who mattered. He was like a detective, unearthing stories of black excellence that had been hidden away. He found letters written by Frederick Douglass, rare books about African civilizations, documents that proved the accomplishments of black people in art, literature, and politics. He wasn't just building a collection, he was building a legacy. Eventually, his collection became so huge and so important that in 1926, the New York Public Library bought it and created what we now know as the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture in Harlem. And get this, Arturo Schomburg even became the center's curator. Today, the Schomburg Center is one of the most important research libraries in the world for African American, African, and African diaspora history. Scholars from all over the world go there to study, and it's all because one man decided to prove his teachers wrong. Arturo Schomburg passed away in 1938, but his impact is still felt today. His work changed how we view black history and how we teach it. He made sure that future generations, people like you and me, would have access to the stories of our ancestors, no matter where they came from. He turned "we have no history" into a massive, undeniable "yes, we do," and it's incredible. Schomburg's collection wasn't just a bunch of old books and documents, it was proof that black history was rich, verified, and worthy of celebration. And his passion for uncovering the truth has inspired countless historians, educators, and activists ever since. So the next time you hear about black history or see a documentary or some great African leader or even visit the Schomburg Center, remember Arturo Schomburg was a man who dedicated his life to making sure the truth of our past was preserved so we could all have a clearer vision of our future. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new today, hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and let me know in the comments if there's another historical figure you want me to cover next. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.